Hey, Zudoragi here, coming to another video review. As you can see, this time, it's my biggest review yet. Generations Titan Class Metroplex. Oh boy. Now, before we get on to the big man on campus himself, I'm going to talk about Scamper, his little buddy. Here's Scamper's size compared to a soda can. He is a modern Legion class figure, which, 10 years ago would have been Scout class, but that's neither here nor there. As far as colors, it's fairly simple. Black, dark gray, a medium gray, some silver, a bit of red, and some metallic blue. Got 6 wheels, and he rolls fairly well. Probably roll better on a surface that's not soft like this, but such is life. He does have his little gun, can pivot all the way around, and you can just take that off if you want a cleaner looking car mode. One interesting thing is that he actually has some he actually has a light bar up here, which I think would have been nice for it to be picked out in paint, but it is what it is. As far as his transformation goes, it's extremely simple. Just take the sides of the car and pull them out. These ports in his hands just go into those posts right there. Flip down the back to become his legs. Extend this down, it will sort of sit there. Bring his legs down, separate them, bring down the hood of the car, and this tab will go into that slot there. Rotate the forearms so his arms are facing forward. And there you have Scamper in robot mode. Size comparison again, as you would expect. Colors are virtually identical. Black, medium gray, dark gray, silver, metallic blue, and red. Above and below. Poseability is fairly good for his size. His head is on a ball joint, but it is so hard to get access to it, and it's so tight in there that it doesn't really turn, but it can move up and down fairly well. But I promise you it can pivot. It's just very difficult to do. Arms can go out to the side that far, all the way around. They can swivel a little bit because they're ball joints. He has a bend just under 90 degrees at the elbow. Swivel at the elbow because of the ball joint. Nothing at the hand, nothing at the waist. Legs can go forward that far, back that far, out to the side that far. Move side to side a little bit. Legs can curl all the way up due to transformation. And of course you get some swivel due to being ball joints, and nothing at the feet. So, Poseability is nothing special, but it's not too bad. He's got his little dull-barreled gun. This post can go into the port in his hand, which is pretty neat. Oddly, there's a post on the back, so he can sort of, wield it as a club. And he's also got this port on what is normally the roof of the car, but it's on his back, so you can store his gun on his back, which, if you know anything about me, I love being able to store accessories on the backs of figures. I think it's the best way to do it, but most figures can't. But that is what it is. And there you have Scamper. Okay, I had to readjust because this guy is huge. For scale, here's his size compared to a soda can in city mode. As you can see, he is very, very big. Just get that out of there. And of course, you can take little Scamper and just sort of drop him all over the place. You can drop him there. If I can get this to work. This little control panel over here. Up here, this little control pod back there. Having to reach all the way over the table. You've also got all these little spots with handles for him to grab onto, where you can just stand in various spots and interact with Metroplex in his city mode. And of course, like I alluded to last time, you can take 6-gun and get him involved in the action. So you can just sort of drop him in all the same spots if you want, and he'll fall over and then knock Scamper over. Yay, great job, stupid. But the real draw is getting 6-gun mounted all over Metroplex's city mode. Right back. Now, the thing you can do with 6-gun, and the reason that I bought him to begin with, is, like I said, you can incorporate him into Metroplex's city mode. You can take his leg cannons and just flip out these posts. I'm going to do this. Come on. And you can plug these right in here. I'm going based on the G1 figure, personally. You can take one of his arm guns and plug it in here. Come on. You can also plug the other one back here somewhere. Usually I just plug it in right here. And that's just a good spot for it. And then 6-gun's main body, as I knock the camera all around. Like with the G1 figure, you can plug in way in the back over here. Come on. Okay, sometimes that won't work immediately, so give me a moment. And so, 6-gun's contribution isn't very much, but he does complete the look of the city mode. Ooh, these gigantic reviews are not normally my style. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get 6-gun all stowed away, and then we can go on for the transformation to the Battleship Mode. Okay, let's get ready for the transformation. We'll just work our way from the back to the front. If I can get the viewfinder to cooperate. First thing you need to do is just get these little arms down. Take this panel, this whole section here, just locks in very tightly. Bring it in on this double hinge, and there is a long tab here. Hang on, let's do this. There is a long tab here. We'll lock in right in there. It can be a little tricky to do. Once you get everything lined up, it should all snap into place there. Then take this panel and flip it out, and you have the guns. Take this gun and slide it back. take this entire panel and flip it around. It should lock into place right there. Everything's going crazy. Okay. And you want to take... Oh, this is so cumbersome. Then you want to take this tower here, bring it down, and it'll sit flat right there. Go ahead and get this ramp out of the way. Take the arm, bring it all the way around. And you want to take the other portion of the arm, flip it around like that so that this side is facing you. Bring this down. And then extend the shoulder gun. And then get him turned around. The right arm, no, the left arm is on this armature here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this around. And then rotate the arm like this. Finish bringing it around. Flip that around. And extend the shoulder cannon. And then go ahead and take the entire torso. Just flip it around like that. Now we will focus on the legs. Yeah, let's do this. Take this large section here. Just bring this down, and there are two tabs here and here that will go into these slots on either side of the ramp. Just bring that down, and slot that in. And there are these two tabs here, and this panel and this panel are both on hinges, so it's basically a double hinge. Just bring it down, and these tabs here will go into those slots right there. It's a little tricky. Once you do it, it is very secure. And there are two tabs here that will go into these slots right here. Just bring that up, and you've got that ready to go. Then you want to take this entire chunk here, bring it around on this double hinge, and this clip here is going to lock in on this side. Oh no, right here. The tab right there. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Okay, just go ahead and bring this around. And you kind of just have to make it all work. And you can go ahead and bring this leg out straight. And we just repeat all these steps on the other side. Bring this down. Bring down this double hinge. Get those tabs in there. Bring up this panel. Flip this around. And to show you what I'm talking about, this clip goes on a tab right in here. There are also these posts here and here that go onto ports on the inside of the leg. So just go ahead and get all that smushed together. And then there are supposed to be 2 tabs on the insides of the legs, but on mine one of the tabs snapped off, so I've just got the one here. There's supposed to be another one here. And there are slots on the opposite sides, and these should just come together. And then it was just to get them out of the way, so now you want to take these sections here, I hope you can actually see it, these, and bring them up, because they're going to help bounce out the front of the ship mode. So then, you need to lift this guy up. And you want to flip the hips around so that the wheels are on the bottom. Go ahead and flatten all this out, and then just press down here, and it should even out these little knee sections over there. And go ahead and just sort of get everything organized. Put that back down, put the ramp down like that. And after quite a bit of hassle, you have Metroplex in his Battleship Mode. Okay, I've had to pull the camera really far back to get all of this in shot, because this guy is just huge. As an example, as usual, soda can. He's flippin' huge. As far as colors go in this mode, all we've really done is flip them around, so they haven't really changed all that much. Mostly black, white, red, sort of a gunmetal gray, a very tiny amount of orange, some transparent red, and a tiny bit of silver here and there. I'll go ahead and give you the 360 now. That's what he looks like from above. And that's what the bottom looks like. Now, of course, you do have some play features in this mode, because he is basically a playset unto himself. You've got this arm in here that can come out. Let's zoom in a little bit. This arm is on a swivel here, a ball joint here, a ball joint here, and then another ball joint here. You've also got a hinge, which allows this little claw to open, and so you can sort of, get this around and just have that go around on the flight deck. And of course, you can use pretty much any small aerial figure. Sometimes I like using, or a lot of times I like using 6-gun. This is where his scale works a little bit better. Wrong ramp. And of course, you can put Scamper all over him. And just have him drive on the ramp, or go up there. We've also got all these little spots for him to sit. If you just get him into a seated position, you can put him back here, maybe, and have him just man that gun. You've also got bay for him to stand in right there. He can stand back there. Now, I don't usually use 6-gun on him in this mode, just, except for, on the flight deck and things like that. But overall, I think it's pretty cool as a really big battleship. I mean, in a way, I'd like him to actually be a little bit bigger because I think he's a little too small to be in scale with the rest of the figures. I mean, as a quick example, here's Optimus. That's just a little bit too big in terms of Optimus. At least I think so. But then again, for him to be at least what I would consider in scale, he'd have to be like 4 feet tall. And I really don't want to have to deal with a Transformer that's as big as I am. Almost as big as I am. Do not take that out of context. I am not 4 feet tall. Now, one thing you may notice, I'll go ahead and go handheld for this, is all the stickers on him. Or in some cases, the lack of stickers. When I got this guy, the box he came in was really, really busted up, so most of the stickers were damaged. As a result, this guy has probably 2/3 of his stickers. But the stickers don't really matter that much to me. And one thing I thought I should mention right now as well is he does normally have lights and sounds if you press this button. But number one, I don't care about light and sound gimmicks. And number two, I tried putting batteries in him one time, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't work. It doesn't flash right, it's all kinds of garbled, so it just doesn't work. Let's go ahead and get him centered in the frame again. And now to the fun part, transformation to robot mode. Okay, to start things off, one of the first things, if it hasn't already done it itself, is to go ahead and flip that down, just to get it out of the way. And then go ahead and pull the gun off. The good thing is it attaches very securely back there. Go ahead and flip this panel with the gun back. Flip up this panel and close up the missile pods. Slide the ramp back. And then just close that panel up there. Collapse the shoulder cannons. And then you're going to want to split the legs back apart. Straighten the legs down. And there are these sliding joints at the knees. You want to slide them that way, out. Then there are slots here that will go into tabs up here. So go ahead and just flip that up and get it locked into place. Maybe. Come on. And then just collapse the knee guard against the knee. Again, flip up this panel. Make sure everything's lined up. Collapse the knee guard. And you have the lower body all done. Go ahead and bring the arms down. Rotate the elbows forward. Get the hands down. Arm, elbow, and the hand. And then take his helmet and flip that back. And after many headaches, there you have Titan Class Metroplex in robot mode. He is huge. Okay, here's his size compared to a soda can. I have to put it on his shoulder because of just how flippin' huge he is. As far as colors go, again, it's exactly the same because he didn't really change shape. He just sort of stood up. Mostly white with some black, gunmetal gray, quite a bit of red, tiny bit of orange, and a little bit of transparent red. And a whole buttload of stickers. Give you a good look at his legs. If I can get them to cooperate. View from above. And from below. He's got some big stompers. Whew. Okay. Poseability, it's pretty good, but you would kind of expect that with a figure the size of a toddler. And his head can't move up or down, it can only swivel, but it can swivel pretty good side to side. And if you take his left ear gun and bring it back, you can flip up his visor and get a relatively good look at his eyes. It's kind of hard to show you without the lights and sounds working, but there is also a little lever at the back of his head which allows you to change where his eyes are looking, but it's really only visible when you use his lights and sounds, which, like I said, aren't working on mine. As far as poseability, his arms can go all the way around. They can go out to the side, pretty much as far as you would need. They can also swivel all the way around. They can bend almost fully at the elbow. You've got a swivel at the wrist, which can go all the way around, and can go in and out. The thumb is on a hinge of its own, and each finger is on a hinge of its own, so you can get various poses. Sadly, there's only the one hinge at the base of each finger. Let's see. And of course, partly due to transformation, he does have a waist swivel, and it is fairly tight. But it can go all the way around. His legs can go forward that far. Back far enough to kick himself in the back of the head. His legs can go out to the side that far. There is a swivel just above the knee. The knee can bend a little under 90 degrees. And that's pretty much it for poseability. One thing to note is that his right arm comes detached in the package. As a result, it sometimes just sort of falls off if you mess with it too much. It'd be nice if he had like an ankle tilt or something, but with how he transforms, it's pretty understandable why he doesn't. But as far as accessories, doesn't really have all that many. I mean, the larger cannons here in his shoulders are just attached with posts. So you can, there we go, you can take those off, flip down this gray piece, and then this can go into his hand. There is a large tab, or large slot, here in his hand. And you want to make sure that with this, you get into this little crease right here. However, it will go in there, but you won't be able to close his hand properly. So, go ahead and get this past his thumb. And just line it up, close up his hand. And there you have him with his little pistol. I'm just going to go ahead and get this plugged back onto his shoulder. And like we saw in the other two modes, he does have his BFG 10,000, this big ol' thing, which if you fold up the handle, kind of looks like a spaceship. Spaceship. And again, you know, like I said, you can have him hold it. That same slot in the palm, and this large tab on either side, so both hands can hold it. So just get it in there. Fold up the hand, or fold up the fingers, and there he is with his huge gun. Now there isn't really a whole lot Scamper can do in this mode. I mean, if you want, he can sort of, you know, perch on his shoulder. But something I like to do if I feel Scamper needs to be included is you can just open up this panel, put him in there, close it up, and there you go. Now, as far as 6-gun goes, you technically can arm Metroplex with 6-gun. The only issue is 6-gun is very, very small. So, I mean, this is the main cannon that he turns into. So, if I feel like using 6-gun in Metroplex's robot mode, what I will usually do, if I can get the arm to cooperate, is I will take his little guns and, come on, just put these posts into the ports on either side of Metroplex's gun, just like that. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it enhances the look a little bit. And then just find spots all over him to, you know, use the various other weapons. Let's go ahead and get rid of these for now. Knock his arm down. Knock the gun out of his hand. And he's just falling apart. Now you can access a lot of his other weapons in this mode. I mean, you can still flip out this gun. You know, it's something. Now you can open up this missile pod. You know, flip out the shoulder cannon. So, there is quite a bit you can do in this mode. But really, when it comes to Metroplex, his main attraction is just how flippin' huge he is. And he does that mighty well. That pretty much covers everything, so this has been my very exhausting review of Generations Titan Class Metroplex. I think I'm going to go take a nap.